Hey, YouTube, what's up? This is Reluctant Avi back again with a continuation on a previous story. First, I'd like to say oi to the BAME, Vasas Los, Kedu, Bawani, Konnichiwa, Ni hao ma, and Bonjour, mes amis. All right, the title of this video right here is Women Are Training Their Children to Be Thugs and Murderers. Thanks, feminism. Let me repeat that. Women are training their children to be thugs and murderers. And we have feminism to thank for it. So, once again, thanks, feminism. All right. Now, this is Robert Barnes. He was 51 when he died at Abington Memorial Hospital. Now, as you may call, this is the man that was beat up by three black women and three little black children. And we're going to get to that in a minute so that y'all can see what really happened because I cut part of it, right? The attackers used a hammer, a wooden club. It looked like parts of a chair, right? The three black women were aged 23, 24, and 34. Who raised these black women? The three black teenagers was 12 years old. That was the girl, 13-year-old boy at the time, and another 14-year-old boy at the time. Now, these three are serving time at the juvenile detention center, right? But who raised these black teenagers? Something to ask yourself, right? I mean, you could freeze this and take a look at the story, right? But first, let me show you what was happening. Now, as these people get out of the vehicle, I want you to notice how violent these children were and how violent these women were. What I also want to show you is there was no man in this picture, right? I would also like to remind you that this started because of a lie by the little boy. The little boy that really isn't even getting in on it too much, right? Now, the little boy lied because he was afraid of his mom. The mom is the one inflicting most of the damage. All right. Now, I want you to pay attention that this doesn't stop until this man comes over and I guess he says something. You see what I'm saying? He says something. And you have these little children stepping on this dude in the head. Now, we know that women are good for this. Black women, we seen black women do it all the time. They'll throw another black woman down, then they'll jump on their head. This is why black men don't need to mess with them. If a black man get into a fight with a black woman, you don't let her win. You don't let her win. Your life is now at stake, especially when you're dealing with more than one of them. Like the dude that was protecting his daughter, he fought all those women by himself because he knew what time it was. These women are evil and violent. They have murder in their heart. All right. Now, you have three women and three juveniles. You heard the ages, right? So you had the 34, 23, and 24-year-old. Who do you think raised them? Yes, single black women. They exhibited the same violence that they was raised with by their mother. You understand? Now, what I want you to pay attention to, like I said, You could pause this video at any time and just read the story, but I'm going to pick out some nuggets here. Althea Gillard, she is 34. Sharina Joachim, 24. Kaisha Duggins, now 24, will go before the judge this week for murder charges. All right. After the savage beating of Barnes, a white homeless man who pumped gas for tips. Right? Now, these are the women. What I want you to pay attention to. The 3 children at the time, ages 12, 13, and 14. All right. They went with hammers, chairs, and stuff, chair legs and stuff. All right, y'all got that, right? 2 of those children, the 12-year-old and the 14-year-old, were Gillard's children as well. So she took 2, this black woman took 2 of her children. It's one thing to destroy your life. It's another thing to intentionally destroy your child's life for the rest of their life by having a murder, having them growing up with a murder in their hearts before they knew what time it really was. Black males, our first encounters with violent behavior, and that's the thing that started this. Fear of something like this woman is doing to this boy happening, perhaps in front of his siblings or perhaps in front of people. He lied to his mom to get out of being treated like this. Black women didn't do nothing but take over for the white slave master when it came to the whipping. The new Sambo. See, Uncle Tom was a good guy that hid the slaves. Sambo was the guy that kept whipping whipping Uncle Tom. Black women have become Sambo. They've been whipping their boys into weakness. This is why the Almighty didn't want them raising us. This is how sick the black woman have become. Now you see how truly violent and evil black women are. And you could also see how they're raising their children to be just like them, especially the boys. The only help for the boys is for them to get away from their mothers. The earlier they could do that, the better. Remember, this is a CPS issue. These women probably enacted this kind of violence, impaired these children, put them in harm's way, put them in danger. All right, but nobody called CPS on them. What they did was they placed them children in imminent danger, except they did such a heinous job that they don't get CPS now. They get straight jail time, or in this case, juvenile detention time. These are these 3 nasty looking women. Y'all know they're nasty looking. Y'all made comments in the last video. Now, 2 are Gillard's children, but guess what they did? They dragged a friend into it. The children were wise enough to plead guilty to aggravated assault and conspiracy. Right? And so they're in juvenile, right? But the women, this is the epitome of entitlement with the black woman. The white men have been letting her get away with so much stuff for so long that these black women can't even be controlled by the white men. Understand what I said. These black women cannot be controlled by the white men, nor the white man's system. I tell you what, though, Us black men, or us real men, let them bring that BS to us. But they can't be controlled by the white man in his system. He has created a monster. All three women rejected the plea deal that the district attorney had for them in exchange for a guilty plea. They would have had to serve a term of 7 years to 14 years in prison, right? They can't make bail, and they're still in custody. Why can't they make bail? Because they slept with Pookie and Ray Ray and them to make all them children. Pookie and Ray Ray don't got no money, and Pookie and Ray Ray ain't stupid to probably bring their warrant having behinds up to the jail to try to bail them out. That's the likely scenario. A probable scenario is this. Nobody in their right mind that they know would go up to the jail to bail them out for fear that somebody would say that these people in their right mind know these women, and then they'd be tainted with the same ugliness that these women deserve. But this is not just them. As I was researching, a couple of things popped up. A whole bunch of teenagers are just killing homeless people just for the fun of it. Rinse.com, Florida teens accused of killing a homeless man for fun. SunSentinel.com. Here's the story by the AP. All right, it's sick. What is the overwhelming result of black children? What's the overwhelming result of black men being around black women in general, and definitely black children being raised by black women? What is the final results that do you think happens when these children reach adulthood? Something to think about. Notice how a lot more dudes are ending up gay. When you got a woman that don't care about you, that's the gatekeeper, while you're a little boy, anybody can come in and molest you. Especially pastors and deacons of the church. Oh, the Christian church caused a lot of this. Eddie Long. Your mama sleeps with Pookie and Ray Ray. She don't care. She don't care about nothing. All she want to do is sleep with Pookie and Ray Ray. This is kind of what the Pookie and Ray Rays look like. They like this is because there was no man in the house, and now they grew up to be the kind of men that mama slept with. That's why they call these women hoes and bees. Because when they grew up, the black mama, your mama black, was a hoe and a bee. And violent. And murderous. And conniving. Deceitful. Evil. Evil women make evil choices. Because they don't care whether their sons start to grow up like this. Matter of fact, most of them were probably grew up selling drugs for their mom. Because their mom's whole point was to sleep with the bad man, blame the good man, then force your sons into a life that will make them the bad men that you used to sleep with. Oh, and in the meantime, those bad men could teach these children rotten and evil ways. Because the gatekeeper who is now the black single independent mother, most of them with a degree, don't really care, have no love in their heart. They're as evil as the white man system. And I say evil because it's a system. You don't have to choose the system. But they decided to choose the system because it allowed them to replace the man with themselves. Notice something. The black woman wants to be the man. She can't be herself. There is beauty in a real black woman, a real black woman that know how to be a woman, that know that the highest aspiration is for a man, woman, and child. In the black community, a black woman that knows that, all right, that's going to be a beautiful woman. But these women out here, these independent, educated black women who thought they were smarter than men, I showed that they weren't. That have all these degrees, but it doesn't mean nothing. They work for the very system that oppresses the rest of the black people. Oh yeah, all these women with these degrees work for the system that oppress people. So why are these females in here when I say final results of black boys growing up in single mother household? Because black boys growing up in single mother household don't think twice about getting these hoes in training pregnant, so that now they can have more black boys that grow up in single mother households. Only they're the single mothers. So what happens usually in this case? Remember, black women outnumber everybody as far as divorce. Black women, not as far as divorce, but as far, well, they do that too, but as far as abortion. Black women through abortion has killed more black people than all other things that killed us combined, right? And as if we did not need anecdotal evidence, remember this video? And remember, that's a black boy that this black woman was trying to kill. Oh yeah, she a woman. She a single black mother trying to smother her baby on a slide. Now, the dumb thing about this woman and the other women is there's cameras. These women attack this dude where there's cameras, but they don't care. They just have evil in their hearts, and their emotions don't allow them to care about nothing. They're not spiritual, they're emotional. A spiritual woman knows how to follow the commandments. A spiritual woman knows how to follow the lead of a man, because spiritually, a man is supposed to be the head. All right? These aren't spiritual women. These are evil women. I say evil. All right? Trying to kill this little black boy. If it had not been on monitors, she would have succeeded. So at the end of the day, black men grow up as final results of black boys. They grow up to be on their way to jail, saving whatever, or on their way to the grave. Remember the woman? Why you people keep bugging me? Why you people keep bugging me? Yeah, I needed this car for my protection. And she bought a brand new car and went to Las Vegas and gambled. This was her son, who she wasn't raising, who got shot 9 times in the alley as a hit because she, as a single black independent black woman that was also a stripper on a www website, decided that she's going to sleep with Pookie and Ray Ray and only sleep with Pookie and Ray Ray. So guys mad at Pookie and Ray Ray and them targets their son, but neither one of them cares because there's no attachment to this little black boy because he was being raised by his grandmother. So here's my final thoughts. I like this scene right here. It shows a plan, quickness, and doing something that needs to be done because it needs to be done. His philosophy, he struck this dude not because he planned to, because he needed to. Just strike whenever you get ready to. And that's how we got to strike, brothers. We need to grab our children, black children, especially the little black boys. We need to go into the system and grab them out of there, the brothers that can. I realize that accepting the responsibility of my nieces did some things for me, but one, it gave them a chance. Regardless of me, it gave them a chance. Brothers, we need to give some of these other brothers a chance. What I would recommend is that we go grab the older guys, the ones that's trying to make a decision to do good, the ones that's looking for direction. We grab them out of the system, not from these black women, but out of the system. And we only grab the ones that want to make something of themselves. We grab them, we train them. We train them in the right ways. We train them in spirituality. We train them in trades. We teach them how to be men. We teach them how to appreciate men. If you want to grab the girls, grab them. Teach them how to be women if you have a woman in the house, and teach them how to appreciate women. But we need to go grab these children out of the system so that we can make more of us in the community. Period. We need to redirect what put them in there. Those that can. Not all brothers can do that. It don't make you any less if you can. Some brothers have situations that women put them in that they just can't. Right? But for the brothers that can, for the brothers that was thinking about it, shoot, it's time to do it. If you're a single man, if you're a single brother, especially if you're an Israelite, go grab one of these boys out of the system. Not, if you can get your own children, do that. But if you can't, grab one of these boys out of the system. Teach them the right way. You know, get some of these loner boys out here, so that we could teach them something, teach them the right way, so that they can have a chance. I wouldn't have a chance now. I wouldn't be here now in my right mind with all the intellect that I have had it not been for some men in my life. My stepfather, my uncle, an Israelite. Some dudes at the VA that said, "Oh man, you need to go into the army. Make a man out of you." Drill sergeants, back when they could put their hands on you. Some of you brothers know what I'm talking about. Back when they could curse at you. Now it don't bother me. All these people bringing mess to my channel, I just delete them. They don't get me mad. I used to be good at shooting threes, right? And when we used to play 33 or 21, people used to try to talk me out my game. It didn't work because men taught me how to be strong-minded. If I was doing something that was successful, don't stop it. No matter how much somebody tried to get you out of that thing. Right? We need to teach those lessons to these children. The ones we could grab, and the ones that could grab them, go into the system, get them out, get them out of these the orphanages, um, get them out of the what do you call it, foster homes. Brothers that can, we need to do this. Brothers that can't, hey, we understand, we know what it's like. But I mean, that's part of what we need to do. And we need to go for the boys first, is because they're always the ones that's left behind. All right? So basically, dudes, whoever can, we need to go into these systems. All right, I can't now. I'm dealing with two girls, and that's a pain in the neck. But we need to go into these systems, and we need to get these brothers out of here. And for these people that say white women do it too, these women that's going to come here and say that, you know what that's like? That's like when I catch the oldest one doing something, and then she says the youngest one did it too. Right, but she's the oldest one. She should have known better. And the fact that I didn't catch the other one, the youngest one, don't mean that she's not going to get punished if she is caught. But the oldest one should have known better. And black woman, you should have known better. With that said, I'm out.